Now you talk about great teachers. A teacher that you teamed up with, shall we say, or someone that became a mentor to you was Ted McCarty.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just love that story of you two, and it feels like he was a real sort of unsung hero until you shone the light on him, and you two teaming up together. It was just like a killer combination. How important was he to you and PRS?
Really important. We brought him to all the trade shows. He was a champion. He would be asleep. Ted, you got to interview. He'd wake up and do a perfect interview and fall back to sleep. Unbelievable. He was a real champion, a real champion. And I knew I had all his stories, and I knew they were true because he started repeating himself, and he never told the story different. People are lying, tell the story different every time. But people that aren't lying tell the exact same story every time. And his stories were exactly the same every time. Boy, I got some good stories out of him.
So what kind of stories?
So where did the word humbucking pickup come from, Ted? He goes, I came up with it. I wanted my engineer to get me something to buck the hum. And we just started screaming. The guy that invented the word humbucking was standing in front of us because he wanted his engineer, Seth Lover, to come up with a pickup that bucked the hum. I'm sorry, that was fun. I'll give you another story. Paul. Now, he was blind. He couldn't see very well because he had a perforated retina. They tried to put it back on with a laser when they had it turned up too hot in the old days. I saw a bar in the shape of a failure. I said, Ted, what are you talking about? What are you telling me? He says, I saw a bar in the shape of a failure. And I keep interviewing him, and I realized he was in a Hard Rock Cafe, and the bar was the shape of a flying V. And to him, it was a failure because he only could make 40 of them. Oh. I said, that was no failure, baby. That was a hit. He said, but they didn't sell them. They just put them in cases and made them look good, and I couldn't sell any of them. How are you going to get a story like that?
So did he not was he not proud of the flying V then?
No, he wasn't proud of it. He thought it was a failure. I was the one that explained. He said, I saw a bar in the shape of a failure. Literally, that was his line.
Oh my God, the sun is coming out here. It's very bright. All of a sudden.
Oh, not a perfect interview. Wait till you see that light's been moving around on you the entire interview.
I know. It's like the sun never shines in England. What the hell? Hang on, let's see if this is a little bit better, maybe. Sorry.
No, I like it. I think you should leave this whole thing uncut and go with it just the way it is.
Oh, to be quite honest with you, listen, all of the people, my audience, the feedback I get is that it's just like two mates having a chat, and they love just sort of tuning in, and they feel like they're just, you know, spying in on friends having a conversation. It is what it is. Let's leave it. That's incredible. I can't believe that he thought the Flying V was a failure.
His favorite guitar was the Electro Spanish guitar, which was an ES-335. That was an Electro Spanish guitar for $335. You guys call it a 335. He called it a 335. Yeah. Tomato, English, American. I don't know. We're separated by a common language.
Yeah, I know. It's funny that, isn't it? So, I mean, was he as great as everyone thought? Like, I know that sounds silly when you think about the time that he was Gibson.
Yeah, he was cool.
Was he?
Yeah, he was very cool, yeah. There was something really lovely about him.
He looks like that in the pictures, I think. Yeah. I just think he looks the cutest thing ever. And you think, how did he, you know, create these incredible machines?
Well, he was offered a job to be the accountant for the Brock Candy Company, or he could run Gibson. So he decided he'd take the Gibson job.
Thank God for that, right?
Well, maybe thank God for that. It seems like meant to be.
Yeah. So what did he say when you handed him the guitar that you made in honor of him?
Well, he couldn't see very well anyway. It's really handsome. He liked it. Put his hand around it. He really liked it. I said, this is the guitar that you always would have made. He says, nah. He was very straight. You know, it was just straight, grounded stuff. It was just straight.
He said no to you.
Yeah, of course. Why not? But he loved the guitar. I was implying that it could have been the 1959 Les Paul. He was like, I don't think so.
Did you ask him why?
No, I knew what he meant.
What did he mean?
He meant, no, it wasn't something I dreamed about making, but I really like it and you can put my name on it.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, cool dude, like you said. So why, I know that you had recently had a revamp of the McCarty. Why did you decide to do that?
It's a good guitar. It needed legs again. The guitar business gets bored. I already got 4 of those. What else you got? What else? What's new? I mean, they had quit making Stratocasters. They were making Fender. They were making Jaguars and Jazz Masters and Music Masters and all kinds of stuff. And Hendrix picked up a Strat, and they were back to the races with Stratocasters. So you know, it happens. It happened with Slash and Les Pauls. It happened with all kinds of stuff.
But I guess if it's not broken, like why fix it?
Well, because what happens when nobody buys it anymore? We're bored with that. You ever notice that people get bored?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
You better put some good content on. They're going to turn your ass off just like that.
I know, right? The pressure, right? I just can't cope with it. It's awful. It's terrible. Just quickly
Two mates talking.
Just quickly talk about some pickups.
Did that sound like Dick Van Dyke? Was that really bad? That might have been really bad.
What was really bad?
Well, I just made it. I just imitated an English accent.
Oh, did you? Come on, let's hear.
No, I already did it. You go back and replay it.
So, your pickups, is it true that you have a machine which has you have your own unique wire which you discovered from an old pickup that you like the sound of?
You're combining 3 stories.
Okay, go on then.
There is a kind of wire that we buy that's special.
Yeah.
It does come from an old die.
Yeah.
We also have a machine that can tell us the sound of a pickup before we ever plug it in. A pickup is a magnetic microphone, and we can test the sound of the microphone just like you can a vocal mic at a factory. So you're combining a bunch of stories, which is cool. But yeah, we have a machine that took us 10 years to learn how to use. We use it all the time, constantly. That tells us what the pickup's going to sound like before we ever plug it in. And we also have access to this die that it was the same die that they used to make wire for pickups in the 50s. And it turns out it makes a difference.
So this die, that you use, it was the one that the Fender and Gibson used in the 50s then?
Yeah, it's the same die, yeah, basically.
Do they still, why don't they use it anymore?
Because it runs way slower and it's more expensive to use.
Okay.
Look, in the old days, the machines would go good, 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 good. All right, now the machines go, you know.
Yeah.
Not the same. It doesn't come out the same. I want it to come out the same, but it doesn't quite come out the same.
I guess I would love to know what's next for PRS as a brand, actually.
We have a full year back order. What's next is to make the guitars that people want. And if you're going to ask me about the internal things that we're doing here that we're going to release next year, there's no way. I can't turn you into my marketing department. I used to be able to talk in England and it would stay in England. But no, not anymore. If I say something in Texas, they know in Germany the next minute.
Yeah.
It's over. The internet has ruined my ability to talk privately. It's over. And if you accidentally get filmed doing the wrong thing, it's stuck on the internet forever.
That's
It's
true.
not like it's on somebody's Super 8 that you could burn the film. That's not the way it works anymore.
No.
No, I actually think that there's so many more new knobs. You know, you've got blogs, and you've got when the internet came out, I went, oh no, we need to do a website. We need to do this. We need to do that. And we're not going to get paid anymore. I mean, I had to do 18 more things for the same deal. Used to sell guitars. Now we have to take a picture of it before we sell it and put it on the internet.
Does that ruin it for you?
No,
does it
it's just
fun out
more
of it?
complicated. No.
No.
No. Does it ruin it for you the internet, or is it a way of making a living for you?
It's been great during this period. I mean, I'm used to doing TV. So, I mean, I wouldn't be able to do the things that I'm doing now if it wasn't for the internet and Zoom. And, you know, I wouldn't be chatting to you. I'd have to come, you know, all the way over to Maryland. That's where you are, isn't it?
Yeah, we call it Maryland here, but Maryland, you were right. But they call me, there's a guy that's got posh English. He calls me swimming pool. My name is Pool. I keep going, my name's Paul.
Pool. Pool.
Is that posh, Pool?
Pool. He might be from Liverpool.
Might be.
Oh, this interview's going crazy.
In my world, you say things like, y'all not from around here, are you? I mean, you know, we can talk like that. We can do anything you want to do. We have different accents in our country, too. Yeah. Lots of them. I think the Liverpool accent's beautiful. I think I met somebody from Liverpool once. I was stunned at how lilty and beautiful the language was.
Yeah.
You guys think Liverpool and Birmingham are about the same, but they're not.
They're not. They're very different. Very different. Yeah, for sure. They definitely are. No, I mean, you have some great accents in America. I love it. You know, I love the New York accent. I love the accent from the South where you get called ma'am and stuff. And it's like, oh, it's so lovely.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
That's your version of me sounding like Dick Van Dyke. That's good. That was really, listen, if you come over here, we're going to get you some lessons.
All right. Maybe some guitar lessons as well.
They say, bless her heart.
Bless her heart?
No. Bless her heart.
Bless her heart.
That's better. Very good. You have done TV work. Not bad. For having me on, I appreciate it.
No, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an honor to chat to you and have you on the show. You know, I think your guitars are incredible. I think you are a character. So it's good to have you on and finally kind of get to meet you, even if it's
wait a minute. Is character an insult or a compliment?
It's a compliment. Come on. You are, I can tell you're quirky, you're a bit of a loon, and I love that.
A bit of a loon is not a compliment.
It so is. Who wants to be normal? Who wants to, come on, you want to be a bit quirky, don't you?
A quack in this country is a doctor who is completely out of his mind and prescribes all the wrong things. Quacky's not good.
I didn't say you were quacky. I said you were a loon.
Why don't you end on that one? Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Bye-bye.